are back. Thank you so much for staying with us. And in case you're just joining us, you are right on time for the Gold Conversation that will be taking you to Nigeria and beyond. And to take us through this journey, we have Ambassador Adeniyi Shola. Thank you so much for making time once again to be with us here on the program. Now, as an agricultural expert and also the founder of Go Green Africa Initiative, I'm very curious to find out what brings you to Kenya.
Okay, so I actually came into Kenya concerning avocado because we've been having a lot of support from the Kenya Avocado Society and some experts in the area of avocado for the past 3 years. It's actually a crop that is a bit neglected in my country, Nigeria. And when we discovered that there's a lot of money to be made in this, and we also have the local variety that grows in our soil. So we started looking at the potentials, and we discovered that as avocado can do well, and it's doing well in Kenya, in all Uganda, Rwanda, and then we started looking at it 3 years ago. So today we have Avocado Society of Nigeria, and we've been having a lot of support from experts like Mr. Peter Iyonka and the Avocado Society of Kenya. So I came in today to, we have some seedlings we'll be moving into the country and some other support. So I'm in Kenya to activate this support for 2025 planting season.
Right. So Kenya is ranked highly in the production of avocado.
Kenya is #1 in Africa.
Kenya is #1 in Africa, and you've come to pick some of the lessons from our farmers and
we're
take
learning
it back
from Kenya
to Nigeria.
Yes.
Very interesting. Now, also something very nice that you do, which I'm very, very proud of, is the fact that you're very keen on dignifying those who are working in the agricultural sector, because most of the time you'll find being an engineer or being a doctor is given so much respect. And when I show up as a farmer, you're almost like, just a farmer. Please tell us where we are right now. Are we seeing a lot more respect being put in this profession? And also, what more do we need to do to make sure that our farmers are given the honor that they rightfully deserve?
Okay. Thank you very much, Gina. You see, the major problem is from day one, in my side of the world, Nigeria, and I think the same thing across Africa, we see agriculture as a form of poverty, or you say a form of punishment at the early stage. If you go to school, you are late to school, you are given cutlass and hoe to work. So you begin to send a negative sense into the mind of cutlass and this. Then you see agri practitioners, the farmers, when they are coming from farm, probably you see them in the evening, they are looking dirty. So as we are growing, we then see, this sector is the sector for some set of people. But as time goes on, we begin to look at, this is a solution providing sector. And without agriculture sector, there is no other thing. Because no matter how good you are as a doctor, if you don't have a food on your table, you won't be able to concentrate. So we start having younger people coming in, and we begin to operate agric in a new way. For me, once I fly around the world, and I'm proud to say I'm a farmer.
What do you grow?
I grow a lot. I'm actually a solution provider. I'm a consultant. So I do this. I move around the world to learn about solutions, to be able to teach my people back home. Across board, generally. So, but personally, for me, I have the love for the sweetest fruit in the world. Can you guess that?
The sweetest fruit in the world.
Yeah.
I'm going to be biased and pick my favorite fruit.
Okay, pick your favorite. What's your favorite?
Pineapple.
Excellent.
It's the one.
Excellent. So we say the money in pineapple is as sweet as pineapple. I love pineapple because it gives me the time to be able to travel around the world. When I grow pineapple, 18 months, I can be with you for a program. I can be in US. I can be everywhere. So I go back home at the point when I need to harvest. I harvest, sell, do another thing again and travel. That's why I key into that. But there are other things that we do. So today, I want to tell you across Africa, we see great minds, great people doing excellently well in agriculture. The narrative is changing. And I can bet you that in another 10 years, the sector is going to be one of those sectors that, wow, everybody will be proud of it.
Are we looking at a future very soon whereby you will be in class, and the way a teacher normally asks young people, what do you want to be when you grow up? Now,
I think it's happening now.
So someone is going to say farmer.
Yes, yeah. So when you say farmer, you probably, there are a lot of other ways. Gen Zs have ways of passing things off. Agribusiness practitioner, agribusiness days. You'll just find a two-shade word for it.
Great.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the Go Green Africa Initiative, and of course, the power behind it is to make sure that we are growing trees and also regenerating our ecosystem, which over the years has been depleted with time. There are a bit of, should we call them, I don't know, myths or, you know, beliefs that people have. You find someone telling you the trees that we are growing right now, these hybrid trees, they're so straight, no branches, even birds can't build nests there. Those trees are not good trees. We need to go back to the indigenous trees. And it becomes a bit confusing. So when you're greening Africa, are there particular trees that we're telling people to lean towards as opposed to others? Okay.
What really happened is when we talk about Go Green Africa, it's not about the tree, the environment aspect of it alone. We're talking about the total, you know, green business of it, talking about the climate change, food on the table, value addition, and you know, renovating our lands that have been deployed through other means of like extraction of raw materials. Now, when you talk about hybrid, now it's just a development. It's different from what you call GMO and the rest, because we really have a lot of issues when you come to that. But when you're talking about hybrid, is a development. If there is no need for a new thing, for a development, there won't be, but there's a need for it in terms of yield, in terms of resistance and the rest. Now, when you talk about the trees too, indigenous trees, a lot of countries are felling their trees, even including my country. You see people felling trees and making charcoal. And the unfortunate thing is we can destroy things, but we are not ready to grow new ones. And don't forget, that tree you cut today probably takes 40, 50, 30 years to grow. But when you are not even planting any other one. So the indigenous trees are just, you know, fading away. The seeds are going, and very few research centers are working on this. So you will be left with whatever it is you can lay your hands on. So that's why you now see the tall trees that you're talking about are probably being grown for a particular product.
All right.
Most of these things are grown for what we call the buds now, HD buds and all the others. That is done a lot in Tanzania.
Right.
So you don't want to grow a branchy tree to now chop it off to make those buds. You need those long trees. So people are just being profit-oriented now.
Right.
But who do you blame at this junction? Who do we blame in Africa? We can blame ourselves because we consume, we are not producing.
Right.
We are killing, we are not giving birth to new. So is this whatever they give to us that we do at the end of the day?
Great. Thank you for that explanation, Ambassador Adeniyi. Now, there's that popular line that every once in a while you'll hear someone throw around, that Africa has a lot of opportunities but no money. You get a country like Kenya, we're the leading producers of camel milk, but we have nothing to show for it. West Africa, where you come from, you produce a lot of cocoa, but where the chocolate is coming from, it's a different conversation altogether. When we come back from this short commercial break that we're taking right now, I want for you to talk to us about what will it take, what do we need to do for our small-scale farmers, for the farmers in Africa to start reaping from the opportunities in agriculture within. That and more when we come back from this break.